Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into a masterclass explainer that is absolutely perfect for anyone at that B1 level of English or really anyone who wants to practice speaking entirely on their own. The whole focus here is on training your ear to understand native speakers effortlessly and learning how to sound incredibly natural yourself without ever needing a conversation partner. We're going to completely rewire how you practice, training your brain to think and speak directly in English.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. 1. A conversation about helping. 2. Essential English vocabulary. 3. Technique, listen and repeat. 4. Technique, active questioning. And 5. Technique, conversational shadowing. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. A conversation about helping. To kick things off, our anchor text for today comes from a really heartwarming story about a guy named Tom. He said, "I met a boy who wanted to learn English, but he couldn't afford classes. I want to make a difference in their lives." This quote beautifully sets the context for our practice. Because, let's be honest, learning a language isn't just about memorizing dry grammar rules, right? It's about connecting with real human stories and actually making an impact.
So Tom decided to take action with a simple but highly effective teaching routine. Just twice a week, he sits down to focus on speaking, reading, and some simple grammar with his students. It takes a lot of time and effort, for sure, but the results? Just look at this student progress. Last week, one of his students spoke English in front of the entire class for the very first time. Seeing that kind of confidence grow makes all the hard work totally worthwhile.
Moving right along to Section 2, Essential English Vocabulary.
Let's pull out 3 highly useful phrases from Tom's story that native speakers use all the time. First up is make a difference. This basically means to help improve a situation or have a positive effect on someone or something. Tom wanted to make a difference in those kids' lives. You could also say that good teachers make a massive difference for their students, or that recycling really makes a difference for the environment.
Next up, we have the phrase must have. Native speakers use this grammatical chunk constantly when we're playing detective, when we're almost completely sure something happened in the past. Like, if a student gets 100% on a really tough test, well, they must have studied super hard. Or going back to our story, when his student finally spoke up in class, Tom must have felt incredibly proud.
Our third word today is grow, which simply means to become bigger, stronger, better, or to develop over time. Just like kids grow out of their shoes, Tom absolutely loved watching his students' confidence grow. And here's the best part. Your English skills are going to grow exactly like that when you practice using the solo techniques we're about to cover.
All right, so we've got the story and the vocabulary, but how do we actually practice this alone? Well, what's really interesting here is the methodology. We are going to use Tom's story to execute 3 specific, actionable training steps: listen and repeat, active questioning, and conversational shadowing.
Section 3. Technique. Listen and repeat. Look, repetition is the absolute key to success. Please do not worry about being perfect at this stage. Perfection is never the goal. Communication is. Simply repeating things out loud in your room is literally the fastest way to build up your mouth muscle memory and start sounding way more natural.
So here is exactly how you execute this. First, you listen to a sentence slowly. Then you listen to it again at normal speed. Next, and this is crucial, you repeat the sentence out loud. You want to act like a vocal mirror, actively copying the exact pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation of the speaker. Say it loud and proud.
Section 4. Technique. Active questioning. Now, let's see how this next step builds your conversational reflexes. I want you to try this with me right now. Based on the story we just discussed, was Tom sad today? Come on, challenge yourself. Answer that out loud right now wherever you're sitting. Speak it before I show you the answer. And the answer is, no, he wasn't sad. He was happy today. This rapid-fire Q&A technique is a total game changer. It literally forces your brain to stop translating from your native language. When the question comes at you fast, you have no choice but to start thinking and replying directly in English. Let's do one more, just to lock it in. Ready? Could the boy afford classes? Again, force yourself to say the answer out loud right now. If you said, no, he couldn't afford classes, you nailed it. This specific type of solo speaking practice where you ask and answer aloud by yourself is hands down the absolute fastest way to improve your actual real-world fluency without needing a partner. Which brings us to Section 5. Technique, conversational shadowing.
Now you might be wondering, what makes this different from Step 1?
Well, this perfectly illustrates the difference. In listen and repeat, you wait for the speaker to completely finish, and then you speak. But in shadowing, you speak almost at the exact same time as the speaker. You are quite literally following them like a shadow. This is how you catch the true musicality, pacing, and flow of native English.
Why is this so powerful? Shadowing helps you sound so much more natural. It builds massive speaking confidence. It helps you master native rhythm, and it physically trains your mouth to connect words fluidly. If you want to see huge results, take the source material from this explainer and practice shadowing Tom's exact lines every single day for just 1 week.
We are going to wrap things up today with one final, inspiring thought from Tom's story. Even small efforts can make a difference. Seriously, 5 minutes of active questioning in the morning or 10 minutes of shadowing while you make dinner, these solo daily efforts really, truly add up. So I have to ask you, what small effort are you going to make today to finally unlock your English fluency? Get out there, start speaking out loud, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.